CA Manoj Munshi ji, eminent lawyer of Indore, to quickly give a snapshot of the today's session, and after that we will have a session of Surya Kumar Agarwal ji. And I would also like to congratulate Manoj Munshi sir for becoming grandfather Nanaji's last week. Sir,
my seniors and my friends. Much time because you people have already heard these luminaries of insolvency and who has thrown the light. I'll just tell you, only one side has been seen or explained, and as every coin has two sides. It's true that it's not a code for the recovery, it's a code for the resolution. But how it is being used? It is being used for the purpose of the recovery. One example, Mr. Maheshwari has said about a carpenter. If there is a dues of 1 lakh rupees of a going concern company, and that carpenter has been given the right, authority to go to NCLT and get that company come to the insolvency. Maybe a 1,000 crore company or a 10,000 crore company. Is it fair? My question is that, is it fair when you have kept a limit of 1 lakh rupees for a company without understanding? And then another issue is that there are the two things. One is a default in case of a financial creditor, in case of an operational creditor, there is existence of a dispute. Normally what happens, what the meaning of the existence of a dispute means, a dispute would have been raised prior to receipt of a notice under section 8. There are the instances when some carpenter does work and we are not satisfied and we are just asking him come correct it, or his bill was say about 20 lakhs rupees, we have paid 19 lakhs rupees. No dispute has brought on record by sending a notice or by sending an email, because he is not having the email. Now he comes any day to a lawyer or a chartered accountant, he says, don't worry, I'll get you more than that. Yes?
First ask either make payment during this or
Therefore I mentioned that section 8 notice, I was conscious about it. But sometimes it's not possible in those companies, and even if you return a letter, so these kind of things for me, what I feel that a limit of 1 lakh rupees is too small. What is the repercussion? Today we have been seeing, the Economic Times has reported 19,000 cases are pending in NCLT throughout the country. Maybe some of the cases related to the Companies Act. In Companies Act, section 131, 132, section 241, 242. Those are the cases. Amalgamations, operations mismanagement. How many numbers? Maybe 3,000, 5,000. Still more than 12,000 to 14,000 cases are related to the IBC in a short span. And they are ranging from a resolution, I will not use the word recovery, resolution of rupees 2 lakhs to some 50,000 crores. See the spectrum.
Law is inclusive.
Yeah, inclusive. I am saying that. See the spectrum. From 1 lakh rupees, if you are having a 50,000 crore outstanding, still there is only one forum. You flooded the NCLT, another issue is that without waiting for seeing or taking the experience what's going on, the adjudicating authorities are not well versed, they are not experienced. I am telling on the basis of my personal experience, I am regularly appearing there. They have come from the different areas, not having the knowledge of the business, not having knowledge of the law. And it's creating a lot of problem. My learned speakers have said about the timelines. Nowadays it is impossible to maintain the timelines. Reason is very obvious. Why it's obvious reason is there are so many numbers of cases. There is a case, adjudicating authority is hearing a case of 3 lakhs rupees of resolution. The same is hearing a case of 5,000 rupees resolution, and again is hearing a case of the 6 lakhs rupees of case. Variation, that takes the time. Where is required to give more time to hear a case of say 2 crores, 5 crores, or say 200 crores, 300 crores, he is spending equal time for a outstanding of or a operational credit or operational debt of rupees 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs. These are the anomalies.
3,000 crore company can pay 1,000 or 6,000 rupees.
It's not a case of I'm not in argument. I'm not in argument. Don't take me otherwise. I'm just trying to bring out a certain things where being you are there in ICAI, it's a feedback. Kindly take it as a feedback so that you can be voiced to the government. Why? Yes. So that's my request. I'm not arguing and not I'm raising an issue. These are the practical problems which I'm trying to bring to the notice of both the learned speakers and those who are the representative of the government. If you pay little more attention on those areas, definitely it is going to be a very good law. It's going to be very good law. But what you have to do, you have to be little bit specific about those provisions. You have to be little bit specific about the class of the creditors. You have to बोला ना एक ही डंडे से सबको हाँकना. That is not possible. You have to be selective. You have to provide the forum also for those. Now, बोला जाता है सब ये तो संभल नहीं रहा है. Now they are bringing the individual insolvency. That has been given to DRT. Again, whether DRT is well equipped, DRT understands. DRT, if it's going to, they say, my name is Debt Recovery Tribunal. My job is to make a recovery. Now, it would be very difficult to tell them it's not a recovery, it's a resolution. Even Supreme Court is required to say that it is not a recovery process, it's a resolution process. So that's the scenario. So, since I am at the closing remark, I am not a critic of it. Just these are some few points which is no need. I think a clarification. It's a voice of all my friends. They are facing the practical problem, and in fact, I have been told if you are getting an opportunity to bring our voice to the honorable members who can take it to further. So otherwise, you have learned a lot today, and I hope in the next session also, Mr. Agrawal is here to tell you the intricacies of the IP and how the entire process comes to an end when it goes in their hand. So thank you very much for the lucid information about the IP, which is of course a new law, and it has to see a lot of changes in times to come, and people are getting experience. Similarly, government and this board is also getting experience, and definitely they would correct or wherever required they will modify to the suiting to the, and it is going to achieve its objective. Thank you.